Okay, let's try to finish some Guilty Gear stories. So Guilty Gear podcast time or tournament podcast time of nostalgia. So I'll try to tell some more stories of when I was in Guilty Gear tournaments. I'll try to go to the end. Uh, Again, I don't want to get into too many of the tournaments I won because I mean a lot of them weren't that interesting. Just I won this tournament, I won this tournament, blah 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 blah. So I'll just try to tell some more drama stories because I guess drama is ultimately more interesting, right? We kind of focus on the negative things sometimes in life, I guess. So continuing from where I left off, after that Evo, so um, I was on. Oh, not from the Street Fighter story the last time. The last Guilty Gear story. My bad. So I had again. I was on disability at that time, and again, the community. Because remember, I'd been winning all these tournaments, and the community. This is. I started getting some hate and Guilty Gear right from the community because I had been winning all these tournaments. And a lot of times when someone sees someone that's winning a lot, they want to hate them. And just naturally, I guess because of how I look, people wanted to think I was a bad guy. And I remember I was getting sick at this time, and I had won some tournaments. Oh, pretty fucking sick, dude. And so of course, like my haters would want to say that, oh, I wasn't really sick, you know what I mean? Which is so ridiculous because I ended up, losing most of my hair, and that's why I wore that hat for like years, you know what I mean, after the radiation. But yeah, so people were trying to say I was faking being sick, you know what I mean? I wasn't that sick at tournaments, whatever. And also, after Evo, remember, the community was trying to say that I was lying at Evo, that stuff was going to lag, which, of course, nowadays is so fucking known that even just TV to TV, you know what I mean? We know that TVs lag, right? But even back then, people were trying to say that Clayton was a complainer and is only blaming his loss on bullshit because it doesn't, a projection screen does not lag, which think about how ridiculous that is. We were playing against a fucking wall, right? So I talked about all that drama at that Evo. So people were trying to say that I was a complainer. I was lying about that, you know what I mean? And whatever. I was lying about being sick when I was winning these tournaments. Also, around this time again, too, if you recall, and this is how I got my name. Here's the story of how I got my name. Because I did go by Final Showdown originally. And if people remember, I was also Ryu Rock ST, that famous account from way back. That was actually me, if people remember that. Um, so I told a little bit about this back in the day on forums. Moderators and everything like that could actually edit your posts, and they could like make you say things that you weren't saying and stuff like that. I don't know how forums work anymore because I don't really post on forums very much anymore at all, right? Geez, I guess there's like things like Reddit, and now everyone uses like Twitter and all this other fucking shit. I don't know how that works, but so back in the day on forums, moderators could actually delete, well, anyone can delete your post, but they could also edit your post and make it so you're saying something you're not, right? So a lot of people that didn't like me were higher ups in the community, right? So they started deleting my posts or making me say stuff that I wasn't saying. And you know what I mean? I was posting a lot of bugs and stuff at the time and how the game worked. But then, like, say some of the moderators that didn't like me, they would delete my post or make me say something I'm not saying. And then later on, they would post it once they could do it with a video or whatever, and they would say they found it. It was such fucking bullshit. And I've even talked about stories of how when people would ask me questions, a lot of times the moderators would delete people that were trying to ask me questions so I couldn't help them out to make me seem like a bad guy, right? Because got it told this. I remember sometimes, I see someone asking me, how do you do this on this forum, whatever. And I'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to respond to that once I get back. And I would get back and their post would be deleted. You know what I mean? Because they really wanted me, they didn't want me helping anyone. They wanted me to seem like an asshole. And so eventually what happened is like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm not telling you guys how you do any of this shit. So they started getting pissed at me then. People were like, no, why don't you tell us how you do this bug? Tell us how you're doing this in turn, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck you dudes. I'm not helping you guys anymore. So the whole reason I have the dial up sucky name and I had to change the Final Showdown name is because they banned Final Showdown. And they try to say, okay, if Final Showdown isn't going to help us, then you're fucking banned. And that's actually why I had to eventually make the account Dial Up Sucky because they banned Final Showdown. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I'm not fucking helping you guys anymore because you stupid fucks just go and delete my post or you say something I didn't say and then you post it as your own. It's fucking bullshit. So that's actually how I got the Dial Up Sucky name, right? Again, the community, such a fucking as the years have gone on, they've tried to make up all these stories of what actually happened and what didn't happen. But so going on from that, so yeah, I was winning some more tournaments, and at the time too, remember I told that story. God, there's one tournament I drove as far as or I drove I went to Ohio, and then Kenji drove the rest of the way, and we went to like Buffalo or Pittsburgh or some bullshit, and they canceled the entire tournament when we got there, and sucked because there's like 60 people there or something, right? And they're like, no, you're beating everybody too bad. There's no point of even having the tournament. It's ridiculous, dude. And I complained about that a lot too. You know what I mean? Like this community is such fucking bullshit. I went to this entire tournament and I was beating you guys so bad you wouldn't even have the tournament. And of course, I've said this before. Again, a lot of these stories aren't to make Kenji necessarily sound evil, because I mean he's an important person in my life at that time. But Kenji, can be very two-faced, right? And so Kenji wouldn't talk about it though. But Kenji, I remember Kenji being pissed that trip too, because I mean, dude, we took the weekend out to drive there, dude. And then like, oh my God, they canceled the tournament, and so we didn't have any fucking money, dude. You know what I mean? Who cares? Who cares if back in the day you might win only 100, 200, $300 from a tournament? Whatever. That's how tournaments work back then. That's still fucking gas money, right? So whatever, dude. Um, so I remember, I was, and of course I'm very vocal, right? Because Kenji will suck a dick for someone to be his friend, but I'll be nice to anyone. If someone's nice to me, I'll be nice to them. But if you're a dick to me, there's no need for me to be nice to you because you're a dude. Are you a girl? Is there like, do you deserve a second chance because I might want to fuck you? Are you hot? No, you're a dude and you're playing a fucking video game. I don't need to be your friend. That's fucking retarded, dude, right? So if you're an asshole to me, I'm not gonna be nice to you. So anyway, I complained about shit like that, but Kenji, didn't want to complain about that stuff. You know what I mean? He just would quietly complain about it to me because he wanted to be friends with everybody, right? But I would call, these groups out on all their bullshit, right? So, God, I think there's some more tournaments I won, blah, blah, blah. Oh, some other stuff that was going on in the Guilty Gear community at the time too was Reload had been out at that time. And so some tournaments were having Reload and some tournaments were only having XX, right? Because the community was arguing, do we play import games or do we not play import games? Which the community actually went back on its word, because at one of the Evos, they played Virtual Fighter 4 Evolution, I think it was. That was only an import game, right? So it's complete bullshit that they had it at Evo. But then some of these Guilty Gear people, who Guilty Gear you would think is the weebest of the weebs, right, dude? You know what I mean? Some of the Guilty Gear people didn't want to play Reload. They only wanted to play XX, which is complete fucking bullshit, right? So for me personally, another excuse I have, just besides the fact that I was sick and I wasn't really playing many games anymore, at least not fighting games, was that one of the biggest things I remember in changes from XX to Reload was just that Kai's hard slash did not combo from light. So it's just like a lot of muscle memory from like, because I don't really play a lot of games, right? So you just remember like every time you hit a light, you hit hard. Every time you hit a light, you hit hard and Reload. But so then you'd go to a tournament and it might be XX and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot. I can't press light hard. I gotta press light slash first, right? I remember, so that was like bullshit going to random tournaments because like, man, I'm not fucking practicing all these games. I don't fucking care, dude, right? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to play a game randomly for fun, and this community can't fucking, the weebiest of the nerdist community can't fucking decide to play the game that's an import when we know almost everyone has it. It was fucking stupid, right? Anyway, so that's another bullshit thing that was going on in the community, I remember. Of course, I complained about it because fuck it, dude. Whatever, I don't care. Anyway, bullshit. Um, so moving on. Oh God, what's some other stories I can tell? So, who was that? Oh, she's a babe. I'll talk to her later. Anyway, so got eventually to again, of course, I was getting more and more hate because I was winning all these tournaments, and people were saying like, "Oh, we know you're actually practicing. We know you're not really sick. Blah blah." Just such fucking ridiculous shit, right, dude? And eventually, it came to the point that I actually did. I lost. Eventually, I lost a tournament to Kenji at some point. I got second, right? And it was the first time I lost to Kenji before. And so, and at this time, Thomas was getting a lot of hate. And I talked about this story before too. Thomas was getting a lot of hate from people in the community because Thomas was an older dude, and they just wanted to hate on him because they're fucking stupid, right? They're just kids and they want to seem that they're cool, right? Thomas was helping people out. He was helping run tournaments, and it's complete bullshit. And Thomas actually brought a lot to the community, whether people want to believe it or not. And he even helped Kenji out with some of Kenji's strategies, which is, whatever. So Kenji had finally beat me in a tournament at some point, and I got second. And a lot of people were calling Thomas out and talking bullshit about him, and it was really inappropriate because he had been helping people out. And so maybe, I didn't need to say it because Kenji was my friend. I told this story before, but I was kind of like, I called Kenji out. And maybe it was kind of salty because I lost my first tournament, I guess. And so I kind of called Kenji out on it. And I was like, Kenji, I'm like, dude, you will fucking suck a dick to be anybody's friend. But Thomas, who has helped you out, you won't defend him. Like, dude, what the fuck, dude? He's getting flame broiled Burger King style. You know what I mean? In the forums right now. Like, look at all this. You know that Tom Ass isn't a bad guy, dude. Like, defend him with me. And Kenji would not do it. He would not defend Tom Ass. And so then people got even more pissed at me because they're like, oh my God. They're like, yes, finally Clayton lost a tournament. We've always liked Kenji more than Clayton. And look at Clayton. He threw Kenji under the bus, one of his friends. He's such a fucking asshole. We knew it. So anyway, I got hate for that, right? We knew Clayton's such a bad guy. And of course, as the story goes, though, years later, Kenji, part of Team Serious, the Team Serious guys were actually fucking stealing Tom Ass's video games when they were going to his fucking tournament, dude. They were go. Can you fucking believe it? And they fucking admitted it years later, dude. And I was like, oh my god. Because I remember, I think it was Jin Jason told me at dinner with him. He's like, yeah, Clayton, I just want to tell you, we didn't want to say anything at the time because we knew you would have, you're friends with him. But yeah, dude, it was, Team Serious. Yeah. Like some of our guys were actually stealing stuff from people when we were going to tournaments. They were stealing games from people, stealing their video game stuff. Completely fucking shady. And I'm like, wow, dude, you guys let me take the blame for that. And you guys were fucking stealing people's shit. And you knew this guy was helping you out. Unbelievable, dude. Such a fucking bullshit community, right? Anyway, so that was that story, right? But of course, that's one of those things again, you quietly admit things years later on after you let someone take the blame. Just like quietly years later, they admitted that, yeah, okay, it was lagging that Evo. We all know that some people, we made them purposely plan laggy setups, but the other person had to play on it too, so you shouldn't be allowed to complain. It's like, wow, dude, okay, derp, 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 derp. You know what I mean? Complete bullshit. You know what I mean? But so moving on, what are some other tournaments that I've talked about before? There was this eventually there was this again, probably won some more tournaments, whatever this bullshit. And again, there wasn't a lot of tournaments where I live because people just wouldn't fucking play me, dude. Because I was just beating people so fucking badly in Guilty Gear. Like, dude, some of the only people that would even play me, like God, my friend Boschgar might randomly play me or Scott or something like that. AJ hadn't even really started playing at that time. Um, But in general, yeah, people just wouldn't fucking play me. So it wasn't like I could even practice if I want because people wouldn't play me. I was just beating people so bad, dude. And so it's not like I was really practicing or anything. Besides that, so yeah, if I'm gonna play video games, most of the time I just play like RPGs by myself. And so butt fucked with health stuff. So what's some tournament stuff? Oh yeah, so there's the one fucking Evo. I talked about this before. Complete bullshit. Destin Anthony, who kind of an interesting subject of him because he's interesting because at first he's one of the few players that I remember he wasn't that good. He was like a complete scrub a dub when he first started playing, but he got good really really quickly, like no doubt. And I've defended him many times after that. I was like, dude, he got much better, right? But then there's this one Evo, dude. He was just such a fucking dick to me. I think it was the next Evo, wasn't it? Because it was the Evo that I like almost quadruple perfected Ricky, and they took me out of the Evo DVD. I beat him so bad. I told that story, but so yeah, Destin was just such a dick to me the entire weekend. Like, and I had actually helped pay for multiple people's hotel rooms. But I don't even think people remember that, but and that actually happened. And so I was helping people out with money when I didn't actually have to. It was just complete bullshit because I don't have a lot of money. But I thought it was the right thing to do, morally speaking. I thought it was like a good thing to do, which is now I think about it, it's fucking retarded. But anyway, um, and he was just such a complete dick to me. He kept taking jabs at me the whole weekend, fucking with me and all this kind of stuff. Like, God, I remember one time I like left my camera to like record Evo during the tournament. I'm like, oh fuck. So I called him up. I'm like, dude, can you bring my camera? I left it. He's like, oh yeah, dude, sure. And then he comes like 5 minutes later, or probably like 10 minutes later, because you got to walk to the hotel or venue, wherever it was. I'm like, oh yeah, did you bring my camera? He's like, no, I wasn't gonna bring it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is this motherfucker's problem this entire weekend, dude? He was just such a complete fucking dick to me, dude. And he was such a dick to me. Like the Japanese actually all came to play us at some point. And he just started talking shit. And I'm like, you know what, dude? You guys play them. I'm not even going to play them, dude. Like, so I was like, I'm not even going to play the Japanese. The Japanese came to the room to play me and everything like that. And I'm like, I'm not going to play because you were just being such a fucking dick this entire. Why don't you fucking play them, superstar? Because I know you're fucking getting a boner right now, just about everything. Like, dude, taking shots at me. So anyway, he was a complete dick to me, ruined my entire weekend, and he was such a dick to me. I didn't talk to him for like 6 months after that, dude. And I remember Bhaskar messaged me, and he's like, "Dude, I don't remember if I talked to Bhaskar about it, or maybe he saw my vlog about it first, as I vlogged when I was like coming home. I don't remember, but he was telling me, he's like, dude, Clayton, he's like, you know what, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, but actually, Anthony Destin messaged me before Evo, and he was like, how do you get Clayton to lose? Like, how do you make Clayton play badly? And I was like, dude, just keep fucking with Clayton and talk shit to him because whenever he's in a bad mood, he doesn't want to play video games. And I was like, oh, he's like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't think he was actually going to do it. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God. So I can't believe that motherfucker did that on purpose, right? So I didn't talk to him for like 6 months after that, but he's interesting because I can tell you too, like I said, he actually got better at games too. And he's actually purposely lost in tournaments before to people, to his friends. And I've seen it before. I'm like, dude, why did you just lose to him? You know you're better. And he's like, yeah, but he's my friend, so I want him to do better than me. And I always thought that was weird psychologically because I'm sure the people know that he let him win too, because Destin at the time was good enough to do that. Destin probably could have become a more known player. But I was like, you let your friend win. So it's kind of weird, right? So I always thought psychologically that was weird that he would do that. But then he purposely would go out of his way to make me play bad in tournaments before he's told me. That's fucking weird, right? And I remember I saw a post of him. He posted about something about this not too long ago. He's like, "Oh man, I can't believe Clayton made me seem like a villain. I thought we were friends." And it's like, dude, what the fuck? You know damn well what happened there, dude, because we've talked about it. And I was like, dude, I tried to fucking forgive you for it because it was after 6 months. I'm like, okay, I didn't talk to you for like 6 months, but I tried to let bygones be bygones. And then I saw him post that. Actually, was it even last year he posted that or something? I don't remember. I was like, I can't believe he fucking posted that. That was amazing to me, but complete bullshit. But anyway, so that was a tournament that was kind of interesting. Besides that, again, move on, won some more tournaments, blah, 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 blah. So a big tournament that I went to that has been talked about before. God, one of the most shady tournaments I've ever went to. It was a big, maybe it was a Midwest championship or some crap like that, a Chicago tournament, dude. And there was a lot of people. Like everyone who was good from Midwest, East Coast, basically, almost was all fucking there, dude. It was a huge fucking tournament, dude. Um, and it was weird because it was like they were letting people re-enter the tournament or something like that. I forget, but I remember. I'll get into this time out. It was one of the most bullshit brackets I had ever been involved in. Like they basically put all these top players or something in one bracket, and then Marn was in the other bracket, which made no sense. I don't get what happened, but I remember for me to get to the finals of the tournament, I had to beat Kenji twice. I think I had to beat Elvin Shadow twice or something like that, which is Elvin Shadow's actually beat me in more tournaments than I beat him or something, but I think I had to beat him twice for some reason in that tournament. I forget. I beat Kenji twice, Elvin Shadow twice. I had to beat Q twice or some bullshit like that. I had to beat Flo. Um, yeah, I don't remember. Q was actually considered. I saw this. This was bullshit. I saw something that people try to say that Q beat me in tournaments or some bullshit like that. Q never beat me in tournaments. What was that? I'm the one that was beating him. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But I'll get to that later, I think. But and Q was considered like a top player at this time, who was a shady motherfucker, and I'll tell you why in a bit. But anyway, so I got into the finals of the tournament or some crap like that, and then it was then me versus Mark. Then all of a sudden they're like, no, dude, since we're doing re-entries, let's now reset the bracket. So all these people that I had beaten earlier in the tournament then got to re-enter and they reset the bracket. So I'm like, dude, I'm winning the tournament. How does this fucking benefit me, dude? Right? And I'm like, okay. So then they did. I don't, did they do like a final eight or something like that? So then I get to the finals again, which of course didn't benefit me because I was fucking winning the tournament. And then Marn beat me, I remember. And fuck. So I won, or no, Marn won. I got second, then Kenji got third, right? And then I remember after so bullshit because we went to I think Jason Wilson was running the tournament, and God, it must. And we are like, hey, dude, this isn't the whole pot. We are like, I think we might have been missing almost like $100 from the pot or something like that. And we're like, dude, we're missing like $100 from the pot. And he was like, oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys, but I let in a lot of people for free. And it was like, dude, are you fucking serious, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? Complete bullshit. Anyway, then after that, I remember after that tournament, they were actually talking about doing another East Coast versus West Coast for Evo again this time without hopefully a laggy setup, right? And they're like, well, who should be the top five of East Coast? Who should be? Instead, they're doing a vote. And all these people is amazing to me. They're like, yeah, we don't have Final Showdown on it. Don't have Final Showdown on it. And I was like, dude, who's the fucking person that's been winning the most tournaments? And they're like, I don't care. We don't know why he's winning. We don't know why he's beat all these people. Don't have him on the team. And I remember I saw that, and it was such a clusterfuck that they just canceled the entire thing. And I remember because I saw how shady some of these people was like, dude, I'm beating you guys, and you guys think you should be in the tournament more than me? Like, who's the person that's been winning, dude? Like, who's the person that has won the most tournaments in Guilty Gear so far? But they're like, no, dude, we don't want you on the team. And I was like, dude, this community is such fucking bullshit, dude. Like, okay, keep sucking each other's dicks while you guys all talk shit about each other behind your back, right? Anyway, that's the story. And that whole tournament got fucking canceled because it was such a fucking clusterfuck, dude. Besides that, God, I don't know if there's too many more interesting stories to tell. One of the last tournaments I entered was again, I said that story is a big. Oh, okay, so I could tell this story. Before I go to it, I've told a little bit about this story before. There's another big Chicago tournament. I went to it, and I was really sick this tournament. And God, and here's another story. I heard people, and this is at the point that George was considered a top player for a while now. I saw someone post this was bullshit. People were trying to ask like George used to beat me in tournaments. Dude, I've beaten George multiple times over and over again. So I don't know what the fuck this bullshit is. George beat me when I was like extremely sick and about to have surgery on my hands. Like who the fuck cares, dude, right? So I've been beating George in all the tournaments I've ever versed him in, right? Even when he was already considered a top player of the game, which I heard he was actually charging people to play him just to practice, which is I don't have a thing against him per se, but morally speaking, I just think that's so fucking weird. Pay me to play you in a video game. Christ, I don't know. Who knows? To be that, to people to think that you're that good or you're that important. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so he was already at that point that people pay me to make you practice. So I always thought it was weird because I was beating him in tournaments. So like, this is fucking retarded, dude. And I don't even fucking play the game anymore, dude. Right? But so anyway, at this tournament, I was really fucking sick, dude, and I've been taking all my migraine medicine all the whole day just to get me through the day, right? And I think at some point, dude, it was like me and George, and we were. It was for who was going to get third place because I think I got fourth in this tournament. I think that I recall, and it was for who was going to get third place or something like third place or above, right? And I remember, so I'm like, let's do our match, dude. And they knew I was fucking sick, dude, because I was popping pills the whole fucking tournament to keep me through because I was fucked up. And he's like, oh yeah, Clayton, I'll be back like in a half hour, dude. I just gotta go get something to eat before we play. And I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You guys know that I'm fucking sick, right? He's like, yeah, we'll be back. They come back like 2 or fucking 3 hours later, dude. And it's like, oh my God. And then he fucking beats me in the tournament, dude. And dude, he popped the biggest fucking black boner he's probably ever. He's like, yes, yes. He was going fucking crazy, dude. And people were so fucking hyped that he finally beat me, which is crazy. Because if he's been beating me the whole time, why the fuck was he so hyped to finally fucking beat me, right? Anyway, which again, community. What fucking lies the community makes up these stories they tell themselves. And he popped the biggest boner, and I'm just there with like my hand in my face, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, dude, okay, bro, I got you. He was so fucking I'm like, whatever, dude. Anyway, so then after that, they're like, and my friends had left too, because they're like, dude, this is such bullshit, right? So my friend AJ was there. He's like, this is fucking bullshit, dude. I'm going, right? So I stayed a little bit after, like, oh yeah, Clayton, do you want to come back to our room and get stoned? I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I guess so, right? So this is another bullshit lie that the community has made up about me. So, and I can even show you guys on stream. I have a weed card, marijuana card, whatever, right? I used to be a stoner, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, I used to be a stoner. Okay, whatever. I'll get stoned. I'll take like a hit, right? Well, anyway, now remember, I've been popping all my fucking medicines to keep me going through the day because I've been fucked up. I take a hit of this, and dude, I end up actually having a fucking seizure, apparently, right? So the community, so anyway, I get really fucked up and I can't even move, dude. Like, I'm really fucked up. And they fucking leave me there, dude, right? They fucking left me there, dude. Fucking, fucking like shaking and fucked up on the floor, dude. No joke. And eventually my friend found me and they took me to the hospital. And they're like, yeah, dude, you must have had like a seizure because of all this medicine you've been taking, dude. So they kept me in the hospital for like, God, I don't know how long until they eventually let me out, right? And then we drove home, right? And the community made up all this bullshit. All these fucking people try. It's like, oh yeah, Clayton was talking about how he's the biggest stoner in the world, and then he can't handle weed at all. And do you want to do it? Like, I was like, dude, what the fuck? That is so totally not what happened, dude. And they made it up. And some people even tried to say that I purposely got sick to try to get the cops called on them. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? They made up all these fucking lies about me, dude. And you want to even know this Q motherfucker? They stole my camera and they stole like my fucking. I had this hat that I was wearing, and yeah, they fucking stole my camera, dude. And they're like, they even said, yeah, we got your camera, and they wouldn't give it back to me. They fucking stole my. Dude, unbelievable, right? How fucking shady this can be. And so they tried to make me out to be a big liar, more lies, right? And then this is right when I was already like, man, I'm like, dude, I'm about that surgery on my hands after this summer, I think it was completely fucked up, dude. And we were going to whatever that one, and then there's this big tournament at the time. Somewhere, was it in Washington? I don't know if I can remember. I know I've showed the results of this, whatever. And my friend was actually going to visit my friend who a friend lived there, right? So it's kind of like, oh, let's go visit Bhaskar because Bhaskar lived in there. Was it Washington? Who the fuck remember? I don't remember, dude, where the fuck he lived at the time. So long. Who knows? I don't remember all these tournaments. But so at the time, remember, in Guilty Gear, the best in America was considered Combo Fiend, Marn, right? And Steve H was also getting really famous at this time, right? They're considered the best in America. So we were visiting our friend Bhaskar, right? And like, oh, there's a tournament at the same time, right? Again, not practicing, nothing like that, dude. I went to this tournament, dude, and everyone was like, oh, wait, is Clayton actually going to be at the tournament? And dude, all these people were getting such a fucking big bump. Like, yeah, dude, fuck Clayton. You guys can beat him, he's such a fucking liar about being sick and all this kind of crap. Dude, I went to that tournament. Everyone said it's free for Combo Fiend, free for Mar and all these guys because they were the best in America at the time. I win this tournament without losing a fucking round. No joke. And they tried to fucking scam me, dude. They tried to fucking scam me again, dude. Steve H, because I was already in the finals because I hadn't lost a round. Steve H was gonna verse my friend AJ for second, right? And he tried to pull bullshit like again, I don't know Steve H, you know what I mean? I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but it's what fucking happened, okay? And it's fucking bullshit. He tried to say that, oh, I gotta go get some lunch or something right before the tournament. And we're like, okay, it's like, but dude, hurry because we're leaving soon. Our flight leaves. The tournament was just happened to be then. So we're like, okay, let's go, dude. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like, the tournament was not the real main reason for going per se. It was kind of to visit Bhaskar as well, friend. So anyway, he goes to take this lunch break. Dude doesn't come back for like fucking 3 hours or something. 2, 3 hours. It's fucking insane, dude. And we're like, dude, this is bullshit, dude. And we're like, we're talking to Jin, who was running the tournament. It's like, dude, fucking disqualify him, dude. Let us play the finals. He's like, shit, well, he keeps telling me another 10 minutes and I'll be here. Another 10 minutes and I'll be here. It's like, dude, we got a fucking plane to catch, dude. This is bullshit. I'm winning the fucking tournament. They didn't want us to fucking take the money, dude. They did not want me to fucking win this tournament, dude. Anyway, so eventually my friend AJ beat him. And if anyone remembers the story too, Combo Fiend was so pissed about losing, he fucking took his arcade stick and threw it. He was fucking pissed. He got fucking demolished. But anyway. So yeah, I won that tournament without losing a round. And I remember I took my money and we fucking left immediately. Such bullshit because we had to catch our plane and leave. Complete bullshit. And yeah, that was and I remember after that, Marn started talking shit about me. Who I dude, for a long time I had tried to defend Marn because I was like, man, I kind of felt like maybe Marn is just getting a bad rap because he wins a lot and people want to hate him. So I kept on trying to tell myself that Mar's actually not that bad guy. And Mar was so pissed off about losing to me at the tournament, dude. He started pushing like, yeah, dude. And he would even if it's like Final Showdown would be good if combos matter. What did he? No, he said, fuck. What did he say? Excuse me. He said if combos mattered, then Final Showdown would actually be good. Something like that. I forget what the fuck he said. He just, I would have to, man, I don't know if I have that quote from him. What did he say? What did he say? If Final Showdown would be good if combos actually mattered or something, or if combos mattered. I don't know. He started taking all these shots at me. He's like, yeah, Clayton got lucky, yeah, whatever. He's like, I hadn't actually played that much before. And it's like, dude, I'm on fucking disability. You stupid fucks. I'm about to have surgery. I was just like, dude, how far, dude? I was like, dude, I have not been playing. Like, I was like, dude, I've been on disability for how many years now? And I haven't regularly been playing fighting games since years ago. You guys fucking lost again. You guys are fucking bullshit, dude. And I saw that and I'm like, man, what a fucking bullshit, dude. I mean, look, God. So I don't know. And so then after that, pretty soon I just quit tournaments, dude. Because I was like, you know what, dude? It doesn't matter how many tournaments I win. All these fucks are so fucking shady, dude. Like, fuck you guys, man. So yeah, won that tournament. And there's like a couple local tournaments I won, but I don't really count those too much. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I did win them, I guess. But you know what I mean? Then I just kind of quietly quit, and I just made combo videos for fun when I was bored. And again, people tried to say I cheated then, that they weren't real, and I was faking. Do it. The community just has such a hate boner for me. You know what I mean? And then, of course, as the story goes, people like Desk became popular because people tried to say that I cheated to make all my videos and all this kind of crap. And you know what I mean? Throughout the years, all these fucking these bullshit stories about stuff that actually is not really what happened. But whatever the case, that's why I say, dude, I'm a straight shooter, dude. That's why I say, I don't respect the community. That's why I say if I ever heard the community got sick, if they fucking died, got cancer, whatever the fuck happened, it doesn't matter to me, dude. You know what I mean? Fuck you guys. You guys are losers. You know what I mean? So that's why, you talk shit about me, I'm not your friend. So anyway, I think that's probably the last Guilty Gear story, unless you guys want to hear about something else, like bring it up and I can talk about it. I mean, certainly there's other drama stuff that has happened, but I think that's a good gist of shit. You know what I mean? So, the end.